There's something that I've noticed now for quite a while, and so this video is going to be a bit of a comparative study. And like any good, unbiased comparative study, I'm going to begin with some personal anecdotes. I always thought that I was the luckiest person in the world. Now, there's a lot of reasons for this. I almost always get whatever I want, and I always get everything that I need. But the two main reasons why I'm really lucky is where I was born, and more specifically, when I was born. Where I was born, in Ottawa, which is the capital of Canada, which was the #1 country to live in throughout the 90s, or for most of the 90s. And when I was born, 1989, which is, in my opinion, the perfect time to be born. Because I'm right in the middle of the flicker, basically. I don't know if you know Joseph Conrad, but he said that we live in the flicker, which means that, human civilization is only a... Society has been getting better and better in terms of quality of life for the last 200,000 years, ever since Homo sapiens first started evolving. And I think it's going to start getting worse pretty soon, if not right around now. And the reason is, our quality of life really depends on the fact that we use up a lot of stuff. The reason we can live in so much comfort is because we take things from the earth and we turn it into stuff that makes our lives comfortable. It's possible that we could gradually transition towards a sustainable kind of lifestyle, but I doubt that's going to happen. People are too dumb to do that, myself included. We're not going to just stop using stuff gradually so that we won't be hit so hard when we run out of things. It's going to be a case where we use up as much stuff, we use up more and more stuff as we're doing now, until eventually there's no more stuff to be used up, and it's just going to be a big wall that we hit, and there's going to be a big plummet in terms of quality of life. So right now, I'm born at the perfect time where I get to be at the crest, where we still have stuff to be used up. Now, that's the case for anybody born at around the same time as myself in developed countries. But there's a particular reason why I think I'm especially lucky, which is that my passion in life requires that I was born at the time at which I was born. And my passion is home recording. Now, if I was born even just 10 years earlier, I would not be able to do what I love to do, which is to record at home. There's no way that I could do that. Even the technology, the software that I use has only been around for a year and a half, really. So, I'm at the perfect point where I can do what I love doing. If I was born later, maybe the earth would be too messed up for me to have any leisure time to do fun things like record music. So anyways, I always thought that I was the luckiest person until I watched a video by Harry Reasoner in which he informed me that actually he's the luckiest person alive. So now I'm the second luckiest person alive. Now, what do I have in common with Harry Reasoner? Well, we're both atheists. And what does Warren Buffett have in common with Bill Gates, two of the richest people in the world? They're both atheists. Now I'm going to move on from these seemingly isolated examples to show some broader trends. Here are the top 10 countries for Human Development Index. Iceland, Norway, Australia, Canada, Ireland, Sweden, Switzerland, Japan, Netherlands, and France. Now, here we have the top 10 most atheist countries. You can see that 4 of them were actually in the top 10 countries for Human Development Index. And 2 more of them were in the top 20. So Sweden, the most atheist country, is number 6 on the Human Development Index. And then we have Norway, which is 2nd on the HDI, Japan, which is 8th on the HDI, France, which is 10th on the HDI, and then Denmark, 14th on the HDI, and Finland, 11th on the HDI. So that's the Human Development Index, which rates life expectancy, literacy, educational attainment, and GDP per capita. Now, there's another rating which has gained some popularity recently, which is the Gross National Happiness, abbreviated to GNH. Here we have the top 10 countries for GNH: Denmark, Switzerland, Austria, Iceland, Bahamas, Finland, Sweden, Bhutan, Brunei Darussalam, and Canada. Now, going back to our most atheistic countries list, we can see that Denmark is third on the list, Switzerland at 23, Austria at 24, Iceland at 27, Finland at 7, Sweden, the most atheist country in the world, and Canada, the 20th most atheist country. Now, actually, Bhutan is a majority atheist country as well, but it did not appear on the list because it is Buddhist. But Buddhist is an atheistic religion. And Brunei Darussalam, the second most prevalent religion in that country, is Buddhism as well. Now, try as I might, I couldn't find a list of the most religious countries in the world. So what I did do was I went back to the Human Development Index, and I went to the lowest ranked countries on the Human Development Index. And here's what I found. Out of all of these countries, Burundi, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Ethiopia, Chad, Central African Republic, Mozambique, Mali, Niger, Guinea-Bissau, Burkina Faso, and Sierra Leone, there were only 3 countries that did not have less than 1% atheist. We have Chad, which is actually at 3% atheist, surprisingly enough. We have Mozambique, whose religious demographics include 1% other. And then we have Ethiopia, which is actually less than 0.1% atheist. Now, when I said that the other countries were less than 1% atheist, I didn't actually find atheist populations in any of these countries. I looked up the religious demographics, and all the religions added up to 100%. So the percentage of atheists has to be less than 1%, and is probably significantly less than 1%. Now, if you still don't get the point, this graph should spell it out for you. Now, what conclusions can we draw from this? Well, if you're an atheist, you can probably draw the conclusion that growing up in a more developed country with more money, you can get a better education, and with a better education, you can not only get a better job that makes you happier, but you can also learn enough to be able to throw away 1,000-year-old superstitious beliefs. But if you're not an atheist, I'd say the only conclusion that you can draw is that God prefers atheists.